The forest resonated with the morning melodies of birds. Dew adorned each leaf, shimmering in the gentle sunlight. The Buddha sat beneath a massive sal tree, surrounded by his disciples, their faces serene with devotion. Nearby, a young boy approached, holding a wilting lotus flower in trembling hands. Bowing deeply, the boy placed the flower before the Buddha, his eyes filled with curiosity. "Blessed One," the boy said, his voice soft yet eager, "why does this flower lose its beauty so quickly?" The Buddha gazed at the flower, a faint smile gracing his lips, and turned his attention to his disciples. The Buddha smiled warmly, his presence radiating calm that seemed to still the air. "Arjun, tell me, does a man become happy by acquiring what he desires?" Arjun hesitated, his thoughts swirling with doubt and uncertainty. "I believed wealth would bring joy." "Blessed One," Arjun replied, his voice tinged with regret, "yet, I feel restless and empty. This flower, though delicate and beautiful, is bound by the same law that governs all existence. The law of impermanence." The boy tilted his head, his curiosity unquenched. "He carries gold in his sack, but lacks water." Arjun listened intently, his mind grasping the metaphor with curiosity. "Beauty, like all things, is transient. To accept this is to understand a universal truth." He paused, letting his words ripple through the minds of his disciples. "Consider the changing seasons," he continued, gesturing to the forest around them. "Spring brings blossoms, summer ripens fruits, autumn scatters leaves, and winter blankets the earth in stillness. Does spring lament the coming of autumn?" The disciples remained silent, their thoughts weaving through the intricacies of the Buddha's analogy. The young boy, still clutching the flower, asked, "But why must things change? Blessed One, wouldn't life be better if nothing faded?" The Buddha's smile deepened, his tone carrying both compassion and wisdom. "Child, change is the essence of life. Without change, there would be no growth, no renewal, no life at all." He extended his hand, taking the wilted flower from the boy's trembling grasp. Holding it aloft, he turned it slowly, allowing everyone to see its withering beauty. "This flower, though fading, is not without purpose. Its decay will enrich the soil, nurturing the roots of new blooms." One disciple, Sariputta, spoke with newfound clarity. "So, Master, the beauty of impermanence lies in its role within the cycle of existence?" The Buddha inclined his head in affirmation, his eyes radiating approval. "Indeed, Sariputta, to see beyond the surface of loss is to glimpse the deeper harmony of life." The boy sat in silence, his small hands resting on his knees, as the Buddha addressed his disciples once more. "Clinging to what must inevitably change is the root of suffering. To embrace change is to find liberation." He leaned forward, gently placing the flower on the forest floor, where it became one with the earth. "Now," the Buddha said, his voice firm yet kind, "close your eyes and reflect on the impermanence of all things. See it not as loss, but as life's gift." The disciples obediently closed their eyes, their breaths slowing in the rhythm of contemplation. The boy mimicked their posture, his heart swelling with a mixture of acceptance and awe. The forest grew quieter, the only sound being the rustling leaves swaying in the morning breeze. Time seemed to slow as the Buddha guided them through their meditation. "Feel the transient nature of your breath, flowing in and out, never staying still. Even this moment, fleeting as it is, holds a precious truth." The boy's mind wandered to his flower, now part of the soil, and he felt a strange peace in its transformation. The disciples, too, found solace in the Buddha's words, their hearts unburdened by the inevitability of change. "Observe your desires without clinging or resisting them." Arjun's gaze returned to the Buddha's, seeking validation and reassurance. "Remember," he said, his voice soft but resonant, Impermanence is not to be feared, but to be embraced. It is the path to freedom. They will persist, as waves do upon the ocean, the Buddha answered. But over time, mindfulness will calm the storm. Arjun felt the tight grasp of anxiety loosening within his chest, a lightness filling the space where tension had once dwelled. Blessed One, your words illuminate my path. Yet doubt lingers. What if I fail to let go? The Buddha's expression remained tranquil, unaffected by the weight of the question. Failure is a step on the path, not a destination, the Buddha said, his voice imbued with unwavering wisdom. The boy nodded, his heart lighter than ever before, and walked away, leaving the wilted flower behind. The disciples remained seated, their minds alight with the wisdom they had absorbed. As the Buddha's presence seemed to fill the entire forest, silence reigned once more, but it was no longer the silence of ignorance. It was the silence of a deeper comprehension, a harmony with the ever-changing rhythm of existence. The Buddha closed his eyes, his form still as the sal tree under which he sat, embodying the very lesson he had imparted. And thus, another day passed in the forest, each moment a fleeting yet eternal testament to the law of impermanence. Another day, another journey led the Buddha and his disciples through a humble village. Fields of golden rice shimmered under sunlight. The sound of flowing water reached their ears as they neared a tranquil river. Seeking shade, the group rested beneath a sprawling banyan tree by the riverbank. A villager approached the Buddha, bowing deeply before addressing him with respect. Blessed One, this river sustains us, yet it is ever-changing. Its waters flow endlessly but are never the same. The Buddha smiled, his serene eyes reflecting the river's gentle movements. Observe this river closely. What does its nature teach us? The disciples gathered near, watching the river's current as it danced over rocks and eddies. Sariputta, wise and perceptive, spoke thoughtfully. Master, the river flows continuously, never stagnant. It transforms with each passing moment, yet remains vital to all living things. The Buddha nodded, acknowledging Sariputta's clarity of observation. Indeed, Sariputta, the river mirrors life itself, ever-moving, ever-changing, yet essential in its impermanence. Another villager, curious and bold, stepped forward. But Blessed One, what of our attachments? We build homes, nurture families, and plant crops. Are these not lasting? The Buddha's gaze turned to the river, his expression contemplative yet filled with compassion. Look again at this river. Its banks may erode, and floods may alter its course. Yet the river flows ceaselessly. He cupped a handful of water, allowing it to trickle through his fingers onto the earth. This water cannot be held, yet it nourishes the soil, sustaining life. Such is the nature of impermanence. The disciples sat silently, absorbing his words as the river's rhythm seemed to echo his teachings. Attachments arise when we resist the natural order of change. To embrace impermanence is to find peace amidst life's transitions. A young disciple, newly ordained, spoke hesitantly. Master, if impermanence is inevitable, how can we find joy in the fleeting moments of life? The Buddha turned to the disciple, his voice calm and reassuring. Joy is found in presence, not permanence. Cherish each moment as a gift, then release it without regret. He gestured to the river again, its waters glistening under the midday sun. This river does not lament its journey, nor does it hold on to what has passed. It simply flows. Another disciple, Mahakasyapa, known for his insightful reflections, added, So, Master, the river teaches us to flow with life, accepting its inevitable changes with grace? The Buddha's smile deepened, his approval evident. Yes, Mahakasyapa, to flow with life is to align oneself with the harmony of existence. He turned back to the villager who had first spoken. Remember, attachments are not wrong, but to cling is to invite suffering. Let them be like this river, moving, evolving, nourishing. The villager knelt, his eyes brimming with gratitude, before offering the Buddha a clay cup filled with river water. The Buddha accepted the cup, holding it aloft as his disciples watched attentively. This water, though contained, will soon return to the river. Its impermanence allows it to nourish countless lives. Placing the cup gently on the ground, the Buddha continued, "Consider this in your own lives. Do not despair over what slips away, for it carries the seeds of renewal." The disciples closed their eyes, meditating on the flow of the river as the sun reached its zenith. The gentle murmur of water became a backdrop to their reflections. The villager, his heart filled with newfound understanding, bowed once more before returning to his work in the fields. The Buddha addressed his disciples, his voice steady yet compassionate. "Let us continue our journey, carrying these truths within us, and sharing them with others who seek wisdom." Rising from beneath the banyan tree, the Buddha led his disciples along the riverbank, their footsteps light with purpose. The river, ever flowing, seemed to guide them, a silent yet eloquent companion on their path. Another day passed, yet the lesson of impermanence endured, echoing through the hearts of those who walked beside the enlightened one. Another day, another teaching unfolded as the Buddha sat within the peaceful courtyard of a quiet monastery. Evening approached, painting the sky with hues of orange and gold, casting a serene light on the surroundings. Disciples gathered in a half-circle, their expressions attentive, as the Buddha placed a small, aged clay vase before them. "Observe this vase," the Buddha said, his voice calm yet commanding. "What do you see before you?" The disciples exchanged glances, hesitant to speak, until Mahakasyapa, known for his insight, answered, "Master, it is a simple clay vase, modest and fragile in its form. Blessed One, your wisdom has shown me the way to peace," Devapa said. His voice filled with sincerity and hope. The Buddha watched Devapa walk away, his gaze brimming with compassion and serenity. It has held water, adorned altars, and served humbly without complaint. He paused, turning the vase slowly in his hands, allowing the light to highlight its cracks. And yet, it is not eternal. One day, it will shatter and return to the earth. The youngest disciple, who had recently joined the monastic order, spoke with uncertainty. "Blessed One, does the impermanence of this vase make it less valuable to us?" The Buddha placed the vase down carefully, his gaze resting on the young disciple. "No, child, its impermanence does not diminish its value. Rather, it enhances it." The disciples leaned closer, their curiosity growing as the Buddha continued to speak. "This vase, though temporary, teaches us the nature of all things. Its cracks tell stories of time and use." He touched the rim of the vase, tracing its edge with his fingers. "Like this vase, our lives are fragile, yet each moment holds infinite potential for meaning." Another disciple, Sariputta, spoke with reflection. "Master, if the vase symbolizes our own mortality, how should we live with this understanding?" The Buddha smiled, his expression imbued with both compassion and wisdom. "By living fully in the present, Sariputta, each moment is a gift, fleeting yet profound." He reached into the vase, pulling out a handful of dried flower petals that had once graced it. These petals were once vibrant, full of life and color. Now they have withered, but their essence remains, scattering the petals gently onto the ground. The Buddha said, "Even in their decay, they nourish the earth, continuing the cycle of existence." The monastery courtyard grew silent, save for the soft rustling of leaves in the evening breeze. The Buddha gestured to the disciples, inviting them to reflect on the vase and its lesson. "Consider this: what is it that you truly hold when you cherish something impermanent? Ananda, ever devoted and perceptive, answered thoughtfully, Master, when we cherish the impermanent, we hold the present moment and the gratitude it inspires. Amala, embrace your sorrow, as one embraces the rain that nourishes the earth, he said. To resist sorrow is to resist the natural flow of life, the Buddha added, his words sinking deep into her weary heart. To hold the present is to embrace life in its entirety, neither clinging nor rejecting. The youngest disciple spoke again, his voice tinged with doubt. But blessed one, what happens when the vase breaks? How do we cope with such loss? The Buddha lifted the vase once more, his hands steady and deliberate. When the vase breaks, it is not the end, but a transformation. He placed the vase on the ground, its shadow lengthening as the sun descended. Its fragments will return to the earth, forming the clay for new vessels. Life continues, ever evolving. The disciples nodded, their understanding deepening as they contemplated the wisdom in his words. The Buddha closed his eyes briefly, as if connecting with the rhythm of the universe itself. Do not fear impermanence, for it is the foundation of all creation. Without it, nothing new can arise. The disciples closed their eyes as well, meditating on the interconnectedness of existence, the truth resonating within their hearts. Does the flower's impermanence diminish its beauty or purpose? The Buddha asked softly. No. Blessed One, Amala replied, her voice growing steadier. Yes, my child. Joy and sorrow, like day and night, are transient. To accept both is to find peace. He rose gracefully, the vase still resting on the ground, a silent witness to the evening's teachings. Let this vase remind you of the beauty in impermanence, he said, his gaze sweeping across his disciples. Each crack and each fragment carries a story, a truth, and a path to wisdom. The disciples bowed deeply, their hearts filled with gratitude and a renewed sense of purpose. The Buddha turned towards the monastery, his figure illuminated by the soft glow of the rising moon. Another day had passed, yet the lesson of impermanence remained eternal, resonating in the quiet whispers of the night. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.